Hello. I'm going to see if there's any, what is it called? If there's any, audio. Hello. There we go. Awesome. Okay. So, that was 23. Okay. Hold up. Bantha. Alright, so, howdy everyone and welcome to the 12th episode of the Gaming Times podcast, and we have a lot to discuss about, and I'd like to get right into the review of the book of Boba Fett. I'm going to do a brief summary throughout all the episodes except the last two, and all I have to say is Bantha. So, let's start out with the first half of the season, which was slow. It was slow, which I understood to build up your character, but it was just so slow paced and weird flashbacks. But I liked the green tint to it because of the visor that he would have seen it through. But yeah, there's one flashback that shouldn't have ever been put in there. It should have just been a emotional, like, we knew where the symbol was, where the devastation of this certain particular place was. And also spoilers if you haven't seen this show yet. Just it was very. I was bummed out. I had a lot of expectation, but I lowered it, and it was decent to watch. But we kind of played it in the background because it was just so slow, so freaking slow. And then episode 6, holy crap, this was a good episode, and it rarely had or didn't even have Boba Fett in it, and that's bad because this is his show. And then the episode was really a Mandalorian episode, which I can't complain because it was really good. Man, I love the introduction of Cad Bane at the end of the episode, and it was so good, and it felt like it was the good, the bad, and the ugly movie, and which this part of this universe is Western, which had a Western vibe, kind of like what Harrison Ford's character Han Solo brought to the character in the original trilogy, because it was kind of him as an outlaw or whatnot for the universe or the galaxy, and then and which should have. This show should have been like a Western. Mandalorian, it did have that little S to it because he barely talked, and it was a Western type for the first few episodes until he got with the child and he was like talking all the time. I'm like, that would have been awesome if he was like a very, very, like, not really known to talk, but just to show emotion just through the helmet. but yeah, love that. It built up for the finale. But now let's talk about the season finale. Episode 6, like I said, set up or built up this showdown of all three known bounty hunters, but then technically 4 because of Boba Fett's partner in crime, or just partner. I forgot her name. But then it went into this Spy Kids vibe, and it was Rocky, and was hoping that the end would have like changed it all, that the showdown, or it would just turn into the showdown, and that's all I cared about. And then when all of a sudden we had a huge CGI monster versus robot fight, and oh my god, this ripoff wannabe for Super Droidicas and terrible depiction of Terminators. Like, if it was like a Terminator scenario or storyline for it, it would have been really good. If it was written down probably really well, like, oh, let's put these big Super Droidicas, but they're called spider droids, even though they're Droidicas, like Super Droidicas. They don't roll, but they're a variant of this droid. But it was such a ripoff. And let's say it is that Terminator vibe, which I don't know why they ever thought of having this, because look, at the finale of the season 1 episode, I think it was either episode 7 or the finale, where they're all like, it was the highest climax of the season, with them all in this bar and they can't get out. And and then they were pinned down. Then IG-11 sacrificed himself for everyone in that episode, and that was a really good episode. Taika Waititi was the one that directed it, and then but they would have it. They would have had it more of every little chance of hope was gone, but the X-Wings officers would help do a bomb run on these droids and giving the people of the city a chance. And the city characters, or the side characters, sucked in this movie, this episode, because all these people were actually good. Like, they were like decent people. Like, they had some emotion to it, and then they had people to actually have actual screen time that was worthy, and then all of them were like, yeah, you shoot him. But whatever. So then reality hits, and with the side characters and main characters, but just shooting the shield for a good 10 to 20 minutes of this, and nothing has changed. And it was just so, I don't know, I was losing brain cells because of it, because they're just constantly shooting the shields, and they weren't doing anything. It's like, yeah, it's not doing anything. Let's just continue to run out of ammo. Come on, let's keep going. And then in all the TV shows that depicted these type of droids and the movies is that the shields are helping with blaster shots, but then if someone walks in and rolls a grenade into the shield and it disables the shield, then that's when people can start to shoot it. Well, they already showed a little scenario of trying to just walk into it, and the Wookiee tried to use his ability to use it, his brass knuckles or whatever, to punch it when he could easily walk through it. But I mean, that's probably a more updated shield than what it was in the Clone Wars. So doesn't want to get in the Rancor. But then we get to the Rancor fight. Rancor scene, and that felt like it took forever. Oh, it took forever. I don't know why. And then that's where I felt it was really Disney-fied with all the droids. Them, and there's two characters. There's two characters in this show. First, in The Mandalorian, there's one character that fell off, but they brought her back in the second season and this one. Like, she was in a lot of the episodes, but she doesn't feel like she doesn't feel like she's for a Star Wars character. And also the guy that worked for the mayor, they didn't talk like, they were just the comedic reliefs, but still they did not talk like Star Wars would depict it. It was just like, oh, here's a comedian or something we're gonna put over, like Bill Murray, comedian. He's in Star Wars, and he was like, how he talked and whatnot was a Star Wars character. And then here we have these people that are just talking like normal here. And we finally, after this stupid fight scene with the Rancor that took forever, we finally got to the showdown that I was hoping for. And oh my gosh, that was very disappointing. And the thing was that if they had dialogue, it should have been like episode 6 of the showdown there. But spoiler, anyone, if in case anyone hasn't watched this, it will ruin your childhood forever. Cad Bane's death was not a good way to just die like that. They should have erased all the fight scenes and the CGI fight scene and all that big budget stuff that they're just showing off, and replace it with Cad Bane's like time on screen, showing of hinting that he's getting too old or obsolete, and the Pikes will just hire someone. Like, he knows that if he fails, the Pikes will just hire someone else, and he just and then just like, here's the business and whatnot. It's just like, you have to retire because you're so old, and he doesn't want to retire, so he wants to go out honorably, like he always wanted to. And then Cad Bane wants to keep going, but then dies with honor instead of just getting speared because they had a tension between them because of the Sand People. That was when I was just like so confused. I understand Boba Fett was getting frustrated and he couldn't control he somewhat could control his feelings or whatever, his actions. But Bane didn't have anything to do with it. He was just the messenger. He just said what the Pike said. Just, I mean, yeah, I understand that he was just like poking at him, but he was just like, hey, the Pikes did it, just to let you know. And then, but anyways, Rodriguez. I can't pronounce his name. The director, the guy that really wanted to make this season. What the hell, man? What did you do to this character? Like, they're like not showing a certain character for so like if everyone wanted more screen time with Boba Fett. I think he did a perfect screen time. A little bit more probably would have been reasonable, but how his like small screen time on the original trilogy has created like a really fan favorite character was really interesting. Kind of like what is it called? They wanted Sarah.
I'm excited.
I know, but anyways, they best episode in season 2, The Mandalorian. But it's kind of like The Dark Knight. Heath Ledger or whatnot is showing not too much of the Joker, but just enough that you want more. But is a good like a good time for that character. And then but anyways, the director Robert, he like his best episode was in season 2 in The Mandalorian that episode of introducing Boba Fett. That was like amazing. Everybody was excited for it. But this finale, like I think he had the most like episodes to direct, but this finale he just butchered. It was worse than Spy Kids trilogy. He made that and that's saying something. And then the side characters cheering, and then they wanted to have emotion but couldn't because I was surprised with the Star Wars TV shows because they were TV-14 rating, and then the finale was to Disneyfy the whole entire thing, and it made it god awful. But that was rough, man. I was disappointed. Just the beginning of the season was really rough, but at the end, episode 6 was great. And then if they ended it with 7, that would have been it would be a decent to good season. But after the debacle and the butchering of this character was just different. It was bad. But I'm looking forward to The Mandalorian season 3. But I don't know. I really hope that they keep their S from this first and second season of this show. I really hope that Kathleen Kennedy doesn't mess it up, because I really have a feeling that she really messed it up, because there's some scenes in there you can definitely tell Kathleen Kennedy really wanted this to be put in there. But anyways, that's it for Star Wars for now. We'll talk about more Star Wars later in another episode, but I think Obi-Wan Kenobi's coming out soon. But anyways, let's get to our next topic, and that is I'm making a documentary. I made the first trailer or intro trailer for it coming out, and it's called The Mandate. And what I'm investing in is getting I'm going to use resale and DoorDash for a certain camera, and it's the Vixia Hf G54K camcorder. And I know camcorders they should be obsolete, but this camera, it felt good in the hand. When I used it, or not used it, but I held it in my hand, it felt good. And I did reviews on it, and it's great. The reviews, the specs, and everything. I've been really thinking about this camera. I've been really wanting to use it. And plus, I mean, if I'm not using it for documentaries, I'll use it for our vacation where we're going, because it takes incredible picture. Like, if you look at the video, I'll have it in the description of this video after the episode's over, because this thing is crazy. But then, and like I said, I'll be using it for vacation. And this documentary is still in recording phase, and I'll be interviewing some people and debating on traveling or to just call. I mean, majority of it is just on phone right now, of the phone calls that I have been making. But the thing is, I mean, I have a phone call with a senator of Missouri, but the thing is that I won't be able to use it because of the consent that they said that they don't want their voices to be recorded, which I understand and respect. So I'm not gonna do anything about that. So I have enjoyed where I'm working at, but I have to tell you later down the road when everything is resolved. I hope you all will tune into that special episode that I'll be promoting when it's finished and that episode will be produced. Or be in that episode won't be live streamed, it'll be pre-recorded but premiered on here. And then today I was planning on going airsofting, but I just I just don't want to drive an hour to get there and then find out that there's no one there. So that was, I don't know, the negotiating, and I don't know why I put negotiating pay rate. That's probably because I had a job interview today. So I think I had numerous job interviews, but I had a job interview today, and this one was probably my favorite job interview that I could have had in a long time. So I know this was a quick episode, or a quick, it was a quick episode. But yeah, I'll keep you guys updated. I've been trying to keep up the Discord server updated. But if you have any questions, just let me know. We have all the links in the description of this podcast or this episode. I will have that link for the camera or just the title, so you can just copy and paste, and then you can take it to Amazon and see where that goes. Our next episode will I need to get a guest on here. But besides that, I'm gonna get off. I'm gonna play some CS:GO and have a good one, guys. Felt like I forgot something to talk about, but yeah, but everything is still in the making right now. So just have to stay tuned. I hope you guys will look forward to the documentary that I'm making. So have a good one. See you guys. Bye.